Oh, that is fast. Hi everyone, this is Dave and welcome to my review of the Olympus Pen F. This is a gorgeous camera that I recently unboxed, and ever since I've fallen in love with it, both the design and also the photos that it reproduces. Now, during my unboxing, if you haven't seen it, I'll leave a link in the video description. I did leave out one glaring omission and I'll cover that first. I also want to talk to you about some of the really nice features of the Pen F. Also show you some photos that I've taken with it and give you my overall opinion. Okay, so let's start by covering that glaring omission from my unboxing video. I was so excited to receive the Pen F that I forgot to show you the screen, and this is a big deal because it is fully articulating. You can angle it up for those low angle shots, you can angle it down for those overhead shots, you can put it all the way round so that it's front facing, which of course is ideal for those selfie photos or videos, or indeed you can fold it back down onto the camera body so you've still got access to the screen. And when you want to protect the screen or simply use the EVF, which is very good, you can just put it back down like that and just have this really nice textured finish showing on the back of the camera. Now, we have got an EVF built in, which is really very cool indeed. I absolutely love this, and most of the points about the Pen F are very good indeed, apart from one or two things. So let's cover those bits off first. First of all, if you're buying this for video work, it does an acceptable job, not a fantastic job. It captures 1080p video, 60 frames per second. There's no external microphone port, so you have to use the built-in microphones, which again capture good quality audio. But if you're looking for something that's video oriented, then I would look either at the OMD EM5 Mark II or indeed something completely different. The other small gripe I have is of course something I mentioned in the unboxing. The original tripod mount is just here, right at the front near the lens. I've got an ECG4 grip on here, which adds this really nice ergonomic grip. And this moves the tripod mount into a more sensible position. I can't understand why Olympus didn't put it in that position to start off with. But what this means is that the battery slot is still accessible and the memory card, but it's very difficult to get in there and get the memory card out. The battery's fine, the memory card is just a little bit tricky. But at least you've still got access to it whilst it's got this extra grip area on. And this is very well made. I do like it a lot. I just wish that they'd put that tripod mount further back. So anyway, let's move on to some more of the really great stuff on the Pen F. Let's go around to the front first of all. We've got this extra mode dial here. You can have it in neutral mode, so it's got no effects. You can put it to color mode, monochrome mode, art mode, which allows you to access the art filters. And there's also a CRT mode just tucked down here. This allows you to really get in and control all of the colors to your desire, really, so that you can really get some fantastic looking results. So I'm going to try and show you this in action. Let me just turn this on and we'll pop the screen back onto the body of the camera. So we've got a really nice power on off switch to start off with. So now I want to show you how this creative mode dial works. At the moment it's in neutral. So if I put something in front of the lens and we will focus in on that, it's just a neutral photo mode. And then if I switch this dial round to the art mode, and then we've got this little tiny switch just here, and I can flick this and it allows me to change the various art filters. So we've got dramatic tone, as you can see here. We've also got, if I flick the switch again, we can then use this control dial to go through the various different art filters. So keyline, watercolor, vintage, and you get a good representation of how things are going to be changed as you go through the various art filters. This is absolutely fantastic. You can get very creative with it. If that's not your cup of tea, then you can of course go round into just color mode, and then in color mode again, if we flick this switch, this brings up this dial here, and we can actually switch between adjusting the shadow and highlight to adjusting the actual colors. And again, we can use the dials here to change the actual color. So I can go round and the little line is pointing towards the yellows, and then I can increase the yellows or decrease them. And again, I can go around into the magenta hues and again increase or decrease them. And it's just absolutely fantastic. And if I want to reset everything, I just hold down the OK button and that resets everything. And the similar thing applies to the mono mode. If I go around into the monochrome setting there, and again, if we flick this switch, we can adjust the color filter. So we can go around into yellow, we can go into orange, we can go into red, and again we can adjust the intensity of this filter as well. As you can see, we're using the red filter at the moment, and at full intensity almost gives that sort of infrared type look to the photo. Very, very cool indeed. And again, if you want to reset it, you just hold down the OK button. And it's just a really nice way of taking different stylized photos. I think they've done a fantastic job of implementing it. And I don't think this was just an afterthought. I think this is a really nice addition to the Pen F. Now, another thing I want to show you is the exposure compensation dial. Really nicely positioned. This is a great addition again to the Pen F. I use this a lot. And also the 4 custom modes. You can set up the camera and then assign your settings to these 4 easily recallable custom modes. Absolutely fantastic. So now I want to talk to you about some of the photos I've been taking, and they were all taken with the 17mm f1.8 lens, and I'll leave a link in the video description to where you can view some of these at full size. Now this first one was taken outdoors in HDR mode. It's got a really nice vibrancy to the colours in the centre portion of the photo and an overall really cool tonality. It looks fantastic. The Pen F has done a really good job of capturing the feel that I was trying to achieve. Now moving on, this next one is of Milo, our Shih Tzu. A very shallow depth of field here, a nice dreamy look to the photo as well. It's really captivating. But what I was really impressed with is if you zoom in to the face area, the amount of detail in the hairs is really impressive. Very, very good performance by this sensor inside the Pen F. And then of course we've got the fully articulating screen, which lends itself well to selfies, either tripod mounted or handheld like the one here. And then we've got a little bit of product photography, which it performs well at. And then we've got a few more shots, a different variety of shots, a couple of outdoor ones, and then also another one of Milo with his cigar. Rest assured, it's not really a cigar. So overall, I'm just really pleased with how the photos look that are produced with the Pen F and the 17mm lens. I think it performs really well. It's nice and responsive as well, and I just love all of the control that we've been given by Olympus. Wow, that is absolutely amazing. Now, as you probably guessed from the rest of my video, this is a superb camera. It is fantastically built, very solid. It's got such a density to it that you know this is a really special piece of kit. And what I keep coming back to is that if you've got a larger DSLR, sometimes you leave that behind. With the Olympus Pen, and in particular the Pen F, you feel really drawn to it. You pick it up and you take it to more places and you capture those magical moments. And the results from this are absolutely fantastic. So I hope you've enjoyed my video. If you have, please do hit that like button. If you've got any questions at all about the Olympus Pen F or photography in general, leave them in the comment section below, and I'll see you in another video very soon.